So we can take a reference point anywhere. Suppose we take it at point P. Now center of mass here we call it G. Center of mass is G. Reference point about which you will find angular momentum is P. Okay, so take any point I here in this body. So what is the position vector with respect to your fixed frame? You can call it Ri. I am using capital R, capital letters for showing the position vector with respect to the fixed frame. What will be our Rg? This is my capital Rg. So this is position vector of the centroid. Now what is position vector of particle I? Ri. You can write it as Rp, position vector of point P with respect to the fixed coordinate system, plus position vector of particle I with respect to point P. This we call small r. Any problem with this? Position vector of point I with respect to a fixed coordinate system is equal to position vector of point P with respect to the fixed coordinate system plus position vector of point I with respect to the reference point P. You see, this vector plus this vector, this is Rp, is equal to vector Ri. Any problem?
No, sir.
Okay. Now we want to find angular momentum about point P. So what it will be? Ri. Okay. What we do? So we are finding angular momentum as seen from the observer at P. Okay. So that will be cross product of Ri cross MIVI. So Ri is the position vector of particle I with respect to point P, and Vi is also the velocity. Whether I should not use Vi, I will use dri by dt. So Ri is the position vector of particle I with respect to
तो ये
point
हमने बॉडी बनाई है, ये रोटेट हो रही है या ट्रांसलेट हो रही है, लाइक मतलब ये रोटेशन हो रहा होगा इसमें.
P. It can do anything. Okay.
Okay, sir.
It is having a general rigid body motion. The body is having a general rigid body motion. So I want to find angular momentum of this body with respect to point P. Observer is at P. So whatever is the velocity he is seeing of this particle I, that will be dri by dt.
Yes, sir.
But we are assuming that this observer is not rotating. Okay. Observer may be translating, or he may be fixed, but he is not rotating. So our unit vectors using which we are measuring this Ri, those unit vector directions, those basis unit vector directions are same. Okay. Suppose you assume there is a coordinate system here. So these coordinate directions are not rotating. but this origin may be translating. Okay. Whatever is the velocity of the particle p at this point of time, that it is allowed to have. Observer is allowed to have that velocity, but he is not allowed to rotate. Any problem?
No,
So
sir.
what is angular momentum of the this body? So then you have to sum it over all particles. Okay. This is very critical. What is this statement? So this is angular momentum of this body. I am just summing over all the particles of the body. Mi is that mass of that particle. You can even replace this mi with rho dm. You say a particle is rho dm, then it becomes an integral. So summation and integral are roughly I am treating in the same manner. So Ri is the position vector of this particle with respect to the reference point P. So dri by dt becomes velocity of particle I with respect to this observer at P. So I think there is no problem in this.
Clear, sir.
So instead of writing dri by dt, I will prefer to write Ri cross mi Ri dot. I see there is no problem. Dri by dt is same as Ri dot.
Okay, sir.
एक्सक्यूज
Now
मी
what
सर
is my Ri?
सर वो रोडियम की जगह रोडी भी नहीं होगा
Yes,
सर हेयर यू मेंशन द रोडियम इट शुड बी रोडी इंस्टेड
please repeat.
Yes, वो सर DM की वैल्यू होगी रो DV.
Okay, I get you. You forget rho, dm. Okay. So particle can be written as dm or rho d omega, d volume. Okay. So while we are not getting into this mi and
सर ओमेगा लाइक सर रोटेशन के अकॉर्डिंग हम मास को थोड़ा ना कन्वर्ट कर रहे हैं सर. मास तो पूरी बॉडी का सेम ही रहेगा सर. तो रो DV होना चाहिए, वॉल्यूम के अकॉर्डिंग होना चाहिए.
okay. So this is not the angular velocity. Actually, in certain courses I use omega for volume. Okay, rho dv. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this becomes angular momentum of the body. Now what is my Ri? Ri is nothing but
So position vector with respect to P.
is equal to capital Ri minus capital Rp. So what I can write? Okay, so that I will do little later. What is dLp by dt if I take its derivative? So I am forgetting the sigma sign
Sigma
for
acceleration.
now. So I will use product rule of differentiation. So this will become Ri dot cross mi Ri dot plus Ri cross mi Ri double dot. Any problem? I've just taken time derivative of this expression and I have used product rule of differentiation.
Fine, sir.
Okay. So this becomes, now this term will be 0. A vector cross product with itself is 0. This term
Yes, sir.
is 0. So I am left with Ri cross mi Ri double. Okay. So I can write it as Ri cross mi. What is my Ri double dot? Capital Ri double dot minus Rp double dot.
Okay, sir.
No problem.
Clear,
Now,
sir.
So this becomes Ri cross Mi Ri double dot minus Ri cross Mi Rp double dot. So what is this term? Mi Ri double dot. So this is nothing but Ri cross. This is F external plus F internal acting on the particle I. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Because Newton's second law says net force on a particle is equal to mass into its acceleration. And acceleration we are measuring from the inertial frame. So Newton's law is all right in this form. Net force is equal to mass into acceleration. Now we are doing summation over all the particles. So what happens to this sigma F internal I? This will be 0 because internal forces act in pairs. So and they are equal and opposite. So they sum, all of them will sum to 0. If you sum them over all the particles, then it will go to 0. So what you are left with? And what is this term MIRI? You can say it is M R. This will be nothing but position vector connecting point P to centroid. This is basically giving you the position of the centroid, mass into centroid position vector as seen by observer at P. Any problem with this? So what I am left with? Sigma Ri cross F external I minus RGP cross MRP. Any problem with this? So this I can call it movement of the forces about point P. Take movement of all the forces, external forces acting on the body. Find the torque of those forces about point P. Is it all right? Minus R this is your dl by dt. So you see, when you do such a thing, now your P is your reference point. This P is having some acceleration. So what is happening is, you are finding movement about this point P. You're writing your equation about this point P. So you say, what is angular time derivative of angular momentum? It is equal to the torque caused by the external forces plus you assume there is an inertial force acting at the centroid, and that inertial force is minus MRP double dot. Can you see? You see, you are assuming that every particle of the body is suffering an inertial force equal to MIRP double dot. This inertial force is there on every particle. So what will happen? Since RP double dot is constant, it is the acceleration of that reference point. So the inertial force will act at the centroid, net inertial force. And you can say you have to find moment of this net inertial force about this reference point P. So this is what is happening. This is Rg with respect to P. So you are assuming whatever are the other external forces. So you are adding another force equal to this inertial force at the centroid. Now you are finding moment of all the external forces plus this pseudo force or inertial force that you are assuming is acting at the centroid. Because your reference point is having an acceleration equal to Rp double dot. With respect to that reference point, you have written your equation. Is it all right?
Clear, sir.
Now what happens? Suppose this point P is a fixed point. Fixed point means
देन वो सर सिंपली टाउ के इक्वल हो जाएगा सर, ये जो एक्सटर्नल फोर्स की वजह से जो माइनस वाला
so
पार्ट है
this acceleration is zero. P is a fixed point. So what you get? TLP by dt is equal to your MP. If P is a fixed point, suppose P is a centroid, then what will happen? Your dLg by dt, you are calling centroid as G, is equal to, what is the distance between P and G? Now P and G are same, so this term goes to 0. Is it all right? So this equation is valid only when your reference point is a fixed point or centroid. But if it is any arbitrary point which is having some translational acceleration, then your equation gets modified. Is it okay?
यस सर.
Okay. Now what we'll do, we'll take a simple example. You must have seen it before. You have a cylinder which is rolling down, and you are having a case of pure rolling. What do you mean by pure rolling? This point,
सर दिस इज नॉट ट्रांसलेटिंग मींस एवरी पॉइंट, मतलब ये हर पॉइंट पे रोटेट करेगा, कहीं पे भी स्लिप नहीं होएगा.
pure rolling means bottom point of the cylinder which is in touch, which is in contact with the surface, has
Zero velocity.
instantaneous velocity. So bottom point has zero instantaneous velocity. All right. Okay. Now, if we draw free body diagram of this cylinder, so you have a weight, we call it W or mg. Then there is a normal force that is acted by the surface onto the cylinder. Then there is a frictional force. So this is a frictional force. So can you say frictional force is mu into n?
यस सर.
Yes, sir.
You cannot say that because it is not a case of sliding friction. So that happens only when you say you have a sliding friction. So then you say F is equal to mu into n. Here we do not know. This is not a case of sliding friction.
You
This
can,
cylinder is not sliding on the surface.
you can.
It has a zero instantaneous velocity. Okay. So this is called kind of a rough surface for all practical purpose. Cylinder is, if it was there was zero friction, it would have slided down. It would not have rolled. For rolling, you need some frictional force. Okay. So we'll find out what is the amount of frictional force needed. Now you see this is the frictional force tangential to the surface. This angle you know is theta. And you can show a coordinate system. Let's see. So now we call this point as point P. So what is our equation? Suppose P is a fixed point on the inclined surface. So we take one case. P is a fixed point on the incline. So what is my equation of rotational motion? Mp is equal to dLp by dt. Okay. What is my angular momentum of the cylinder with respect to point P? Now you see at point P you can take it as a axis of rotation. So it is an instantaneous axis of rotation. So what is the angular momentum about point P? Moment of inertia about P multiplied by the angular velocity. So as it will roll down, it will have an angular velocity omega. So that is your LP. What is your dLp by dt? IP into omega dot, your angular acceleration. Any problem? And what is movement of the forces? You see normal force and frictional force. They are passing through point P. So they are not going to cause any movement about point P. Only the gravitational force will cause a movement about point P. So what is this distance? So this angle is theta. This is theta, so this is theta. So this becomes 90 minus theta. So this becomes theta. So what is this distance from point P to the perpendicular to the line of action of gravitational force? So if this length circle radius is r, so this distance becomes r sine theta. So this is equal to mg r sine theta. Mg is downwards and the perpendicular to the this gravitational force g, mg is r sine theta. So your angular moment, your torque is mg r sine theta. Any problem? And this torque is acting clockwise onto this cylinder. So you can say this mp is equal to dLp by dt. Omega here also is clockwise, so sine is all right. And what is the IP about point P? At the circle, what is the second moment of inertia? What is IG? About the circle, about an axis passing through the centroid, perpendicular to this surface, along the axis of the cylinder. What is your IG? mr square by 2. And what is your IP? mr square by 2 plus mr square. So this is a standard formula. So this is kind of a polar moment of inertia for this cylinder. So it is about an axis pass along the longitudinal axis of the cylinder. Okay. Okay. So now we say 3 by 2 mr square into your omega dot, you can call it alpha, angular acceleration. So what do you get angular acceleration of the cylinder? Sorry. 2 by 3 m goes with the m g sine theta by r. So this is the angular acceleration of the cylinder. So how did you find it? You assume P is a fixed point on the incline, using which you are writing your equation of rotational motion by taking that P as a reference point. So you found first torque of all the forces about point P. Second, you found angular momentum about point P. Then you use this equation mp is equal to dlp by dt. If anybody has any question, you can ask. Second,
सो हमने एक इंस्टेंट के लिए हमने ये एज्यूम कर लिया कि पॉइंट पी फिक्स है एंड हमने उस इंस्टेंट पे ही सिर्फ ये मतलब जो हमने ये अल्फा निकाला है एक्सेलरेशन तो ये उस पॉइंट पे वैलिड है जब हम मतलब पी पे अगर जब जैसे पी की पोजीशन चेंज हो जाती है तो सर ये दूसरी पोजीशन के लिए हमें फिर से निकालना पड़ेगा.
look, this is at this point of time, number one. Number two, P is a fixed point on the incline. I have not taken it on the cylinder. I can take P anywhere. There is no restriction. All right.
ओके सर.
Now I am taking P as a centroid of P is equal to G, like centroid of the cylinder. Now what is my equation? Mg is equal to dLg by dt. What is my Lg? Ig into omega. And what is your Ig? Mr square by 2 into omega. So what is your dLg by dt? All right. This is your alpha. Now what is your forces, movement due to the forces? Suppose we use this diagram only. Now I am taking the movement about point G. So gravitational force will not cause any movement on the cylinder about point G. Normal force is passing through point G, so it will also not cause any movement about point G. Only frictional force is causing a movement. All right, and you see it is causing a clockwise movement. So what is the clockwise movement? F into this radial distance r. Any problem? So what I am getting, Fr is equal to mr square by 2 into alpha. Any problem? Okay. Now another thing is happening. This cylinder, as it is rotating, it is having angular acceleration alpha, angular velocity omega. Now, frictional force, how is it acting? What is the direction of frictional force? As it rolls down, this is a frictional force. Now, you have to see, is the direction of frictional force all right?
सही अपोजिट है.
Let us see. Now you see, there is a acceleration down the frame. This acceleration you have to find. There is a force. What are the forces acting on this cylinder? One is mg, another is the frictional force, another is the normal force. If you write equation of motion, translational motion, along the incline. Okay, we want to write equation along the incline, along this direction. What are the forces? You know this mg component along this direction is mg sin theta. Normal force does not have any component along this direction, but there is a frictional force. Suppose it is opposing the motion minus m. That will be equal to mass into acceleration. Whatever is the acceleration of the centroid. Any problem? For the case of pure rolling, this acceleration of the centroid is same as R alpha. So this we will talk later. How is it R alpha for the case of pure rolling? So you get mg sin theta minus f is equal to r mass into acceleration of the centroid R alpha. So you have got another equation. Here you can say f is equal to m r alpha by 2. Now you can put this thing here. Mg sin theta minus m r alpha by 2 is equal to m r alpha. So what do you get? 3 by 2 m r alpha is equal to mg sin theta. What is your alpha? So 2 by 3 g sin theta by r. So 2 by 3 g sin theta by r. And again you are seeing that it is clockwise. Here you had found that this was clockwise. Look, the frictional force has to act in this direction. Otherwise, it will not give it a clockwise twist. Here you see that G was also giving it a clockwise twist about point P. Here F is giving clockwise twist about point G. You see your alpha is clockwise positive.
सर फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स mg अल्फा बाय 2 कैसे हो गया?
This thing, mr alpha by 2. This I calculated from my equation of rotational motion.
ओके सर.
So this I have used here, from here. Okay. So this is basically. So you got the same answer. Any problem? Now we can do it in a third way also. So we have this cylinder. We can assume that my reference point is on the cylinder. Now this P is having an acceleration. What is acceleration of point P?
0, sir.
No, it is not 0. You see, this is a cylinder and it is a rotating cylinder.
Okay,
If you
sir.
take this left, suppose you assume this is at point G. So what is acceleration of point P? Acceleration of G plus acceleration of P with respect to G.
यस सर.
Now what is acceleration of G? You know that it is going down the incline in this direction. This point
Yes.
is always having the same distance from the incline. So there is no acceleration in perpendicular direction. So this is my x direction, this is my y direction. There is no acceleration in y direction. There is an acceleration only in x direction. Okay. So you can say that acceleration is ag. So when you assume that this, you take your axis of rotation as point G. So what will be the acceleration of point P? It will have a normal acceleration towards G plus a tangential acceleration because of alpha. So you will see that this is going like this. So there is a tangential acceleration like this. If you find AP with respect to G, it has a normal term and a tangential term. All right. Now, what is the normal term? It is acting towards the center, omega square r, and it is acting towards the j direction. And what is the tangential acceleration? R alpha, and it is acting in the minus I direction. You see what is acceleration of E with respect to G? Basically alpha cross R. My alpha is, what is my positive Z direction? This is my positive Z direction. Alpha is clockwise. positive. So my alpha becomes minus alpha k. And what is my r? If I say so, I am assuming that body is spinning about g. So observer is seeing from point G. He wants to find the acceleration of point P. So he says it is pointing towards G. And then he has to take alpha k cross. What will be the R? R has to be measured from the point G to point P. Observer is here. So observer will measure from here to point P. So what is your RPG? It is minus RJ. You have to come in the opposite to positive y direction from G to P. So what you are getting? Alpha R. What is K cross J? Minus I. So these two minus are cancelling out. So you have got minus I. So this is what you were expecting. All right. If you just look at physically, since the cylinder is turning like this and alpha is positive clockwise, tangential acceleration of point P with respect to the observer at G will be in this direction. So you get acceleration of PG, tangential, this is tangential. Now, what is acceleration of G? You see it is accelerating downwards in x direction, and I already told you this is R alpha I. Okay. So what is acceleration of P? Absolute. Acceleration of G, R alpha I, plus acceleration of P with respect to G, which is omega square Rj minus R alpha I. All right. So what you are getting? Acceleration of P becomes omega square Rj, because these two terms are cancelling out.
सर एक तरह से वो इंटरनल एक्सेलरेशंस हो गई.
So we have just calculated in the proper manner.
हाँ ओके सर.
Okay, so we don't know what happens. Always calculate. So you know acceleration of P, absolute acceleration of P we know. Now when I am writing my rotational motion equation, this is being written with respect to this point P, which is having an absolute acceleration towards the center of the cylinder. So now I'll have to use my equation, which is d Lp by dt is equal to movement of the forces about point P minus whatever is the acceleration AP, then I had to do R cross, while this R is from P to G. This is what we had tried. We are assuming the inertial force acts at point G, and we have to find the movement of the forces about point P. You see, I have shown R is from P to G. You have to see where is G with respect to P. Oh, I have written other way around. Force is at G, and you have to make measurement from P. This inertial force will act at G. Okay. So what is happening is you are assuming an inertial force equal to minus MAP, whatever is this inertial force, and you have to find its movement about this point P. So you have to find this you have to take. So you have to go to G from P. All right. Now where is this force acting? You know that acceleration was in X direction. Sorry, in J direction. So this acceleration, this force is not in this direction, it is in the opposite direction. So this was MP minus, what is this R? R is from P to G. What is this distance? R, J. All right, positive direction of J. Cross, what is acceleration of, sorry, I made a mess. This is acceleration of point P. So minus Rj cross M. What is acceleration of point P? We found omega square Rj. So J cross J is 0. So you just get movement of the external forces about point P. What is movement of external forces about point P? We already calculated. mgr sine theta. And this was in the direction clockwise. So you can say minus k. All right, any doubts? And what is dLp by dt? I is what? 3 by 2 mr square into alpha. So your alpha becomes minus 2 by 3 g sine theta by r. So you are getting the same answer. Any problem?
Okay, sir.
So this is a little difficult. I will advise you people to listen to the recording. We can take a fourth point. We can do in a different way, fourth alternative. What is that fourth alternative? So this is a cylinder rolling down. If you assume your point P, which is here, it is also translating along the incline. Point P is moving along the incline at same velocity as centroid of the cylinder. Any problem? So now I am saying that this point P is translating downwards with the cylinder. So this point P is moving on this incline. What is the acceleration of this point P? This is my x direction. This is my y direction. So point P is having the same acceleration as the centroid. So this is nothing but r alpha I. Any problem? Now I will write the equation dLp by dt is equal to movement of the external forces minus, you assume an inertial force here. What is the inertial force? Minus m, acceleration of the point P. So minus, and you have to take its cross product with reference to point P. So you will be finding this vector. You want to find movement of this force about point P. So you have to take this vector. What is this vector? Rj cross, what is this force? Minus m AP. All right. Any problem? So this is your movement of the forces about point P, external forces. So that we already found was mgr sine theta. it was clockwise, so minus k minus rj cross minus m r alpha I. Any problem? If you see any mistake, let me know. So what do I get? Minus mr sin theta k, and this plus sorry, j cross I is minus k. So this will be another minus mr square alpha k. All right. Any problem? Now in this case, you see, this term is not going to 0 because this inertial force is not is having a cross product with this z vector. This is I vector. So you are not having a 0 term. Now what will happen to your this term dLp by dt? What is your LP here? Anybody? You see this cylinder is going down like this, and this point P is also translating downwards with the same velocity. So what is LP generally? LP is,
The MV.
look, what we used to do was MVR plus MR square by 2. This was your IG, and this was the velocity. But what is happening is this point P and point G, they are having the same velocity. So this term will go to 0. So this was basically G with respect to P. You see? So this was G with respect to P. Since this velocity is same, so this term goes to 0. And you are having mr square by 2. So your becomes this. So your LP is mr square by 2 omega. So what is your dLp by dt? Mr square by 2 alpha. So you put it here. Mr square by 2 alpha is equal to minus mgr sin theta k minus mr square alpha k. So this alpha is a vector. So what is a so what is your equation?
So MR square by 2
is equal to, sorry, this was already written here. So 3 by this you take it to this side. 3 by 2 mr square alpha is equal to minus mgr sin theta k. So what you get, alpha is equal to 2 by 3 g sin theta by r. So you are getting the same answer. I have approached the problem by taking 4 different reference points. So I just wanted to tell you that this equation of rotational motion, m is equal to I alpha or dl by dt, it depends on what is the reference point. If reference point is fixed or centroid, only then you can use it. If it is an accelerating point, then you have to add an inertial force to your overall system of forces, and you have to incorporate its movement also. Is it all right?
Yes, sir.
So tomorrow I am going to put on your classroom